Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Mithun Technologies. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate on that Eclipse with GitHub. So how to use the GitHub to connect to the GitHub SCM to get the code, right? And to push the code. All these things we are going to discuss. So this is the session one. So first here I'm going to cover that some basic things. Later I will create one more video with some more advanced concepts. So already I have created one video and I uploaded in the YouTube channel with the Visual Studio Code with the GitHub SC. If you see, you can go to my YouTube channel, Mithun Technologies DevOps. If you observe here, click on this videos tab. Here you will see that GitHub with Visual Studio Code. Right. So here already I have created one video how to use this Visual Studio Code to work with the GitHub. Right. So in this video, I'm going to use that Eclipse. Eclipse is one of the IDE. So if you are going to develop that Java projects, majority of the developers are going to use that Eclipse. Why? Because it is an open source. If you want to use the Eclipse, you don't want to pay the money. So we have other IDs are there, right? So like IntelliJ, MyEclipse, RAD, Rational Application Developer, right? So like many IDs are there, but majority of the developers are going to use this Eclipse because of open source. Okay, so if you want to work with GitHub using the Eclipse, what are the prerequisites? So first you have to install that Eclipse and Java. So earlier versions, we don't have Java along with the Eclipse software. First we were installing Java, then we were installing the Eclipse. But with the latest versions of Eclipse, along with the Eclipse software, Java also it is coming. You don't want to install explicitly Java. Okay, so just you can download this Eclipse software using this URL https colon to forward slash www.eclipse.org/downloads. So if you open this URL, see already I have opened this URL, right? So just hit the enter. If you see here, you will see that get Eclipse ID 2021 this 12. Just click on this download 64-bit version of this. So after downloading, you will see that executable in your download folder. Just double click on that one. It is going to install. While installing, it is going to ask you to select that Java version. So you can select whatever the Java version and you can install it. So already I have installed, right? And you should have a GitHub account. So I hope everyone have this GitHub account. So if not, just go ahead and create account using this https github.com using this one, right? So these are the two prerequisites to work with the Eclipse with the GitHub, right? So already I have installed Eclipse and I have a account. So now we are going to discuss about that how to clone the existing GitHub remote repository into your laptop and how to update the code and how to commit the code into your local repository. Then we'll push the code to the remote repository. Then we'll update some code in the remote repository. How to get that updated code from remote repository to local repository. Then how to create the branches, how to integrate one branch code to other branch, how to push this branch code to the remote repository. All these things we are going to discuss now. Okay, so for that one, first you have to open the Eclipse. So already I have installed, right? So just here you can search with in the Spotlight search. So Eclipse. So if you see here, Eclipse. So don't select this one, Eclipse installer. So already I have installed. Just click on this Eclipse. So it is going to open. So when it is opening, it is going to ask that where we need to store the source code and all. So if you want, you can leave this default path or if you want, you can give that custom path. So let me give that, I'm going to give that different name as a Bhaskar. Okay. So if you want, you can use the default path, or if you want, you can use that whatever the path you want to. Click on launch. So as soon as if click on launch, it is going to open that Eclipse IDE, and it is going to point to that path whatever we have given. So there it is going to keep that all the data. Right now, if you see, it is showing that all the options. So if you want, you can go through these things. They have given that the documentation how to do all these things, right? So if you don't want, click on this close button. So if you want to explore these things, you can go to click on this one. If you don't want, if you are already familiar, just close this welcome screen. Right. So you are going to see this kind of window. Right. So now first thing is I want to get the code from GitHub remote repository. That is what we need to do, right? First clone the remote repository. So if you want to use the git commands, which command we are going to use? Git clone the remote repository URL. Yes or no? So if you want to get the code from remote repository to your laptop, if you want to use that commands, you can use that git clone command, right? So instead of that one, I'm going to use this GUI using that Eclipse IDE. Okay, so we are going to use that git clone the remote repository URL. Git clone the remote repository URL. If you want to use that command, right? But now we are going to use that Eclipse. So go here. If you see here, right now we're in the Java perspective, right? So you have to switch from Java perspective to, if you see here, right now in the right side, if you see here, it is showing that Java EE perspective, right? But we have to switch to that Git perspective. So for that one, click on this one, window. So here see that perspective. So open perspective. If you see here, right now it is not showing that Git. So click on that other. So here just select this Git and click on open. So observe that now it is switched to that Git perspective, and it is displaying that different GUI and different options. If you select that Java EE perspective, it is going to display this particular perspective. So if you select now, see we have selected, right? So Git, so automatically it is going to display here. Now you can click on this one, Git. So now we are in the Git perspective. If you see here, clone a Git repository. So if you click on this one, so it is going to ask that URL, right? So what you will do, go to that, and one more thing, just if you can observe, you can close this one. So now what I will do, I will go to the GitHub. So already I have account, so GitHub account, and already I have one organization, Mithun Technologies DevOps. There I have many repositories are there. So now I want to download this Slack notification shared libraries code, Assume. So now take this repository URL. How we are going to take the repository URL? Click on this one. So copy this code. So go to your Eclipse. Just click on this one. Clone. See, did you observe that? So once if you copy and if you click on clone repository, whatever we copied, automatically it is going to be populated here. Right. So if you want to change, you can come here and you can change that URL. So now, if you want, you can remove this one, and so you can go here, select. You have copied. Click on this one, clipboard. It is copied. You can go and paste it here. So automatically it is going to be right now. So if it is a private repository, you have to give that credentials, username and password. So instead of password, you have to use that PAT, personal access token. So right now the GitHub is not supporting that password. Instead of password, you have to use the PAT. So I will show you how to generate that PAT. Okay. So now you don't want to give because it is a public repository. So if you go and see my repository, it is a public one. For public repository, while getting the code from remote repository, you don't want to give the credentials. If it is a private, you have to give the credentials. So now you can click on next. Okay. So it is getting, see, only one branch is there, master branch. Okay. So that's why it is displayed only one branch. And next. Okay. And click on finish. Okay. So it has downloaded this code. Right. If you want, you can see. So here we are not able to see the code in this Git perspective. So we have to switch to that Java EE perspective. Okay, if you want to see the code, click on this one. And so here, if you see import projects. Okay, so we have downloaded the code, but still we didn't import it to here in the Eclipse. So for that one, just click on this one, import projects. So select that Git. So here projects from Git. Select this one. Next. So existing local repository, click on this one. Next. So select this one. See, already this is the repository which we have cloned into our local repository. Next. So here select this option, import as a general project. Okay. Then next, click on finish. Now see, so it is automatically imported to your Eclipse IDE. So already we know Eclipse is one of the popular IDE. IDE means integrated development environment. So like this, many IDEs are there, right? So now you can expand this one. If you see here, where's is a one directory. There I have created one Groovy script, right? So now I'm going to update it. See what we did? We have cloned this remote repository code to my local repository. Now I'm going to update this code. So just double click on this one. Okay, so it is opening here. So what we will do? Okay, so it is Git is directly that Groovy script, na? So that's why it is not opening. 1 second. Open with. So it should. 1 second. Just double click on this one. So directly it is opening through Visual Studio Code. Editors are available on the marketplace because you have to install some editors for opening this .groovy files. If it is a .txt files, automatically it is going to open. Okay, so you can see show IDE extensions for the file type and let me install them. Click on OK. So it is going to, suppose if you want, you can install this eGradle editor. So like this, many editors are there. So go with this one and click on install. So it is going to install this one. So this is only one time activity, guys. Installing any plugins with your Eclipse is only one time. So right now I'm installing this Gradle plugin to open this Groovy scripts. So it is saying installing unsigned certified software for which authentic cannot be established. Continue installation. Yes, you can click on install anyway. Okay. So select all. First selected. So now it is installing software. See, it is showing that 58%. Okay. So if it is a text file or Java file, by default, those editors are there. So now if you install any package, okay, plugin, you have to restart your Eclipse. So click on restart now. So automatically it is going to close and it is going to open that Eclipse. Okay, let's wait. See, automatically it is opening. You don't want to open. Once you click on restart now, it is waiting. And automatically it is going to select that whatever the workspace path which we have given earlier. and it is open. Now expand this one, click on VARs and just double click on this one now. See, it is opening in this Eclipse only, right? Earlier it was opening in that other editor, right? Visual Studio Code. Now we have installed this plugin, so that's why it is going to install. So now what I am going to do, I am going to update something. See here, just I am going to comment. So this is the condition which we are checking whether build status is successful or not. Okay, so I have updated. So now if you go and see, this line of code is not there in the GitHub, right? So if you observe, if you update this particular file, if you see that star is added. So if you want to save, if you see here, file, save, see now it has, or you can use that Control S. If you use the Control S, or you can go to the file and click on save. So right now it is saved, so that's why it is not showing that save option, right? So now what I am going to do, I am going to add. So already we know, if you update a file, if you create a new file which is going to be available in the working area, so how to see where my file is in currently? So for that one, so first you have to display that show view. Go to that window, show view. If you see here other, and just search with the Git. Okay, here expand that Git staging. So just click on open. Now if you observe here, see here, right now unstaged changes here, right? So already we know dot project is a file which is going to create by the Eclipse IDE. This is the file which is not part of our project. Okay, so if you want to ignore these files, create a one file with a dot git ignore and you can add it. So now I want to move the file from working area to the staging area. So for that one, what command we were using? We are using that git add dot, or git add star, or git add some wildcard characters, star.java, like that one. So here you don't want to use any commands, just simply drag and drop to from here working area to the staging area. Now see, it is showing that plus symbol. You see here, observe here, symbol has changed. So now again, if you want to get back from working area to the staging area to the working area, just drag and drop. Right, see now it is showing that greater than symbol. Now what you will do, just select this one and you can keep into that staging area. Just observe that. So now here you can see that commit. So if you want to commit the changes into your local repository, we were using that git commit command, git commit -m, some message we were giving, first commit, right, or updated, something like that one. So now already it is updated code, right? So just I am going to give that updated the comments. Okay, so if you don't give this any comments here, and if you remove it, and if you try to click on commit, it is not going to allow you. Click on commit. See, you must enter a commit message. Okay, so you can enter, type whatever, and click on commit. So here if you see that commit and push, commit. What do you mean by commit and push? So if you click on commit, it is going to commit into your local repository. So if you click on commit and push, it is going to commit into your local repository, as well as it is going to push into the remote repository, right? So first we'll go with the commit. So it's committed into your local repository. Now if you see that push head, earlier it was showing the commit and push. Now it is showing only the push. because already it is committed into our local repository. Okay, so what we did, we updated the code and we have committed into your local repository. Now we need to push the code to the remote repository. So for that one, you can click on this push head. So see, it is showing that this is the remote repository URL, this is the branch. So click on preview. So it is going to ask that username. So the username is DevOps training BLR. So this is the my GitHub username. How to know this is the GitHub username? If you go and see here, after logging, you will see here signed in as DevOps training BLR. This is my username. So, and what is the password? So password is not supporting by your GitHub. So from last August 2021, they have stopped supporting that password. Instead of that one, you have to use that PAT. How to generate the PAT? Very simple. So log in into the GitHub. After logging, you will see that your profile. Click on this profile and click on this settings and just scroll down. You will see here developer settings and you will see here personal access tokens. So already I have generated one. Okay, and if you want, you can generate another one. Click on generate new. Okay, so give the name. So I'm going to give that Eclipse with GitHub. So guys, give any name here. So and expiry date also, if you want, you can give it and select whatever the scopes you want. So now just for reference, I'm selecting all the access level, but in the real time, whatever it is required, select based on that requirement, whatever the scopes, and click on generate token. So as soon as you generate the token, immediately you can copy and save somewhere. Why? Because after generating, if you refresh this page, so if you go and refresh this, see, it is showing that name of the token, but it is not it is not showing the token. That's why as soon as you generated the PAT, you have to save somewhere. Now I am going to use this token. So here, go here and instead of password, paste this one. Click on login. So now it has connected and click on push. So again, it is going to ask second time. So give that username DevOps training BLR and password. So if you want, you can store this credentials also so that it is not going to ask. See, it is showing that it pushed to this particular repository. So now if you want, you can go to that remote repository, right? So whatever we have used, so go back. So if you know the repository, directly you can go. Now if you see that this is the repository, which way? So now if you go and see here, this particular, see this line, we have updated in our local repository through Eclipse IDE here, right? And I have committed into my local repository and I have pushed it. So now what I will do, I will update again one more time. This line updated to show the Eclipse with GitHub demo. Save it. See, right now it is not saved. That's why it is showing that star. Right? Just type that Control S. It has saved. Now you have to move the file from working area to the staging area. Then you have to give the commit message. Just I am giving that updated. And here if you see that commit and push. So if you click on this commit and push, it is going to commit into your local repository as well as it is going to push into the remote repository. Click on this one. See, it is asking that username. So DevOps training BLR and password. Instead of password, copy this token, paste it here. See, it has pushed it. Right. So guys, maybe you are thinking, every time giving this username password, it is very difficult, right? So in the real time, we are not going to use this HTTPS URL. We are going to use the SSH URL. If you go and see, for your repository. Okay, click on this repository name. If you see here code, here you'll see that HTTPS URL. Click on SSH. This SSH. So if you use the SSH URL, it is not going to ask that every time the credentials. But for that one, you have to do some configurations. So we'll discuss later how to use this SSH URL. Okay, that time it is not going to ask the credentials. Okay, so like this, what we did, we updated the code, we have committed into local repository, and we have pushed the code to the remote repository. Now what I will do, I will update the code in the remote repository, and let's see how to fetch that updated code from remote repository or local repository. So for that one, what I'm going to do, directly I will go here, click on this fast, click on this file, and see here edit icon, click on this edit icon. So here just you can keep some comments if you want. Okay, send notifications, calling the Slack send function to send the notifications. Okay, I have updated. Now you can click on commit changes. So now we updated some code. Now this particular updated content is not there in my local repository. If you go and see here, it is not there. Yes or no? What we have to do? We have to get that code, updated code. Okay. So for that one, what you have to do? Select this one. Okay. Right click, T, pull. See here, pull. You can use that pull or fetch, either one. So getting the updated code from remote repository, we can use git pull command or git fetch command. So here you see that options are there, pull and fetch also. So click on pull. See, it is getting the code. Okay, it has got the code. Now if you go and see calling the Slack, the send, calling the Slack send function to send the notifications. This is what I have observed, I have updated in the remote repository. Yes or no? So like this, you can get that code from remote repository to local repository using this Eclipse GUI options. Earlier we were using that git pull command, right, or git fetch command to get that updated code from remote repository to local repository. Yes or no? Clear? So now we'll discuss about that how to create a new branch. If you want to create a new branch, what command we are going to use? Git branch name, right? So suppose I want to create that stage branch, git branch name. So how we can create that branch using this Eclipse? Very simple. Okay, so switch to that perspective git. So 1 second, go back to that git GE. Okay, so go to that git perspective and see here, this is your git local repository. Just expand it. There you will see that branches, expand it. See here, right now only one branch is there, so it's selected. So what you will do, right click on this one here on the branch name. See here, create branch. So if you want, you can rename it. So click on create new branch. So I am going to create that stage branch. Click on finish. Now if you see, it has created that stage branch and it has switched also, right? So if you go to that again Java perspective, if you see that it is showing that branch called as stage. So again, if you want to switch, go to that git perspective, click on this which branch you want to see. It is asking that checkout. So already we know, if you want to switch from one branch to other branch, we are going to use that git checkout command. See, click on. See, now it has switched. So now what you will do, you can go back to your Java perspective. See, It is right now, it is in master. So if you want to switch again, go here, click on this stage. Right. So now go to the Java perspective. If you observe here, right now we are in the stage branch. So now if you want, you can update the code. You can push that code to the remote repository. See, clear? So like this, you can create the branches, you can update the branch, you can integrate one branch code to the other branch. So in the session 2, right? So this is the session 1. I am going to create one more session, okay, with advanced options. So for that one, just follow that Mithun Technologies Facebook or my YouTube channel, and also if you see, I have one very good blog is there. So I have created many posts which are useful to our DevOps engineers, right? For installation, some interview questions, right? So follow my blog and follow my YouTube channel, subscribe my YouTube channel, and don't forget to click on this bell icon. If you click on bell icon, as soon as if I upload any new videos, which is going to notify. Okay, thank you. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to Mithun Technologies using this number, or you can send a email to this particular email ID. Thank you guys. Just follow up this channel for updates. So I'm going to do that one more video. Maybe it will take some time. When I get the time, I'm going to do, and I'm going to upload into Skype and also YouTube channel. Okay, for Skype for my students, for our DevOps professionals, we are going to share into that YouTube channel. Thank you.